question. Mathilde wanted a new dress for herself. Mathilde wanted to enjoy the party. And she wanted to look pretty. Mathilde could have bought a new dress, but a less expensive one. Mathilde could have bought a new dress, but a less expensive one. She should have considered her financial situation. She should have considered her financial situation. So next question, G. Mathilde borrowed a diamond necklace from a friend and wore it to the party. Answer is, Mathilde borrowed a diamond necklace from a friend because Mathilde borrowed a diamond necklace from a friend because she did not have any jewelry to wear. She did not have any jewelry to wear. She could have bought a dress that was less expensive along with some ornaments. She could have bought a dress that was less expensive along with some ornaments. Even her husband had suggested of wearing flowers. Because she was charming. See the next question. Mathilde lost the necklace. Answer. Mathilde lost the necklace because she became careless and did not notice that her necklace was missing. I think Mathilde should have been more careful. I think Mathilde should have been more careful because the necklace belonged to her friend. Because the necklace belonged to her friend. Prepare a formal invitation using the following format. This is a homework. Mr. and Mrs. Dash solicit the pleasure of your company on the occasion of the dash of their dash on dash day and date, venue and time. No presents please, etc. at the bottom. Now question number 5. Read the following. The necklace, an error, all these things, another woman, one evening her husband. In all these phrases we see some words used before the nouns. They specify or make it clear what noun we are talking about. These words that are used at the beginning of a noun phrase are known as determiners. Determiners include articles, a and the, possessive pronouns, my, our, your, her, etc. Demonstratives, words like this, that. Quantifiers, much, many, etc. Numerals, etc. Write your phrases using each type of determiner. You can listen to my answers and you can do it on your own. For articles, you can write a pen, an apple. So under the heading possessive pronouns, you can write my bottle, your bag. Under demonstratives you can write that car this morning. Under quantifiers you can write many books, all boxes. Under numerals you can write 7 kingdoms, 3 stars. You can do this as homework. Write your phrases using each type of determiner. Now coming to part 2. In part 2, the summary of the story goes on like this. Despite looking for the necklace everywhere, both Monsieur Loisel and Mathilde could not find it. In order to borrow some more time from Madame Forestier, they wrote to her informing her that the clasp of the necklace had broken and they needed some time to get it repaired. They decided to find its replacement and looked for a copy of the necklace at many shops. Finally, they got a diamond necklace that looked exactly like it, but it was worth a fortune. They spent Monsieur Loisel's entire inheritance and took many loans to buy the diamond necklace as a replacement. That incident changed their lives. They were left with no money and had tons of loans to pay back. They shifted into a garret and Monsieur Loisel took up 2 extra jobs, because of which he worked day and night. Mathilde had to do all the housework and turned into a bargaining, quarreling commoner. Loisel had to work extra every evening. After 10 long years, they were able to pay back the loans, but their struggle had taken its toll on Mathilde's appearance and she began to look aged. One Sunday, when she crossed paths with Madame Forestier, she narrated the tale of her misery to her, and much to her shock, Madame Forestier revealed that her necklace was an imitation that cost nothing more than 500 francs. The story ends with this revelation, leaving the reader to reflect upon it. They looked into the folds of her dress, in the folds of her cloak, in her pockets everywhere, but they couldn't find it. Are you sure you still had it on when you left the hall? He asked. Yes, I touched it in the hall at the ministry. But if you had lost it in the street, we would have heard it fall. It must be in the cab. Yes, that's probably it. Did you take his number? No. They stared at each other, stunned. At last, Loisel put his clothes on again. I am going back, he said. Over the whole route we walked and see if I can find it. He left. She remained in her ball dress all night, her mind blank. As her husband returned at about 7 o'clock, he had found nothing. He went to the police, to the newspapers, to offer a reward to the cab companies. Everywhere the tiniest glimmer of hope led him. She waited all day in despair at this frightful disaster. Loisel returned in the evening, a hollow, pale figure. He had found nothing. You must write to your friend, he said. Tell her you have broken the clasp of her necklace and that you are having it mended. It will give us time to look some more. She wrote as he dictated. At the end of 1 week, they had lost all hope, and Loisel, who suddenly looked aged, declared, we must consider how to replace this jewel. And so they went from jeweler to jeweler, looking for a necklace like the other one, consulting their memories, both sick with grief and anguish. In a shop at the Palais Royal, they found a string of diamonds which seemed to be exactly what they were looking for. It was worth 40,000 francs. They could have it for 36,000. What efforts did Loisel make to find the necklace? To find the necklace, Loisel traced the entire route back to the party venue. He then went to the police, to the newspapers, to offer a reward to the cab companies everywhere. The tiniest glimmer of hope led him. What is implied in a hollow, pale figure? A hollow, pale figure implies a human who looks tired, sleepy, hungry, and weak. Now, give the meaning of the following phrases. Glimmer of hope. Glimmer of hope means a small sign of hope or chance of success. Sick with grief and anguish means to be extremely tensed, worried, and scared. Cloak means a garment worn over other clothes. It has no sleeves and fastens at the neck. Glimmer means faint, wavering light. Jewel means here it means the diamond necklace. So they begged the jeweler not to sell it for 3 days. And they made an arrangement that he would take it back for 34,000 francs if the other necklace was found before the end of February. Loisel had 18,000 francs, which his father had left him. He would borrow the rest. And he did borrow. He gave notes, made ruinous agreements, dealt with every type of money lender. Then he went to get the new necklace and lay down on the jeweller's counter 36,000 francs. When Madame Loisel took the necklace back, Madame Forestier said coldly, "You should have returned it sooner. I might have needed it." From then on, Madame Loisel knew the horrible life of the very poor, but she played her part heroically. The dreadful debt must be paid. She would pay it. They dismissed their maid. They changed their lodgings. They rented a garret under the roof. She came to know the drudgery of housework, the odious labors of the kitchen. She washed the dishes, the dirty linen. She carried the garbage down to the street every morning and carried up the water, stopping at each landing to catch her breath, and dressed like a commoner. She had to bargain at markets, quarrel, and face insults over every miserable sou. Each month they had to pay some loans, renew others, get more time. Her husband worked extra every evening doing accounts for a tradesman and often late into the night. He sat copying a manuscript at 5 sous a page. And this life lasted 10 years. At the end of 10 years, they had paid off everything, even the interest. Madame Loisel looked old now. Often she brooded over the past. What would have happened if she had not lost the necklace? How strange life is, how fickle, how little is needed for one to be ruined or saved. One Sunday, as she was walking in the Champs-Élysées, suddenly she saw Madame Forestier, still young, still beautiful, still charming. What was the arrangement with the jeweler? Do you think it was fair? The arrangement with the jeweler was that he would take the diamond necklace back for 34,000 francs if Forestier's necklace was found before the end of February. In my opinion, it was a fair deal since the jeweler had already reduced the price of the necklace from 40,000 francs to 36,000 francs for them, and if he had to buy it back for 34,000 francs, Mathilde and her husband would only suffer a loss of 2,000 francs instead of 36,000 francs. Why did Madame Forestier speak coldly to Mathilde? Madame Forestier spoke coldly to Mathilde since she returned her necklace after more than a week. Forestier said that Mathilde should have returned it sooner as she might have needed it. What is meant by the horrible life of the very poor? The horrible life of very poor refers to the struggles of a poverty-stricken life which Monsieur and Madame Loisel had to endure to repay the loans that they had taken to buy the diamond necklace. Their life for 10 years was a constant struggle to save money, to clear the debt, and at the same time make ends meet. What contrast is implied by the use of the word still in still young, still beautiful, still charming? The answer is by using the word still in still young, still beautiful, and still charming. The author brings out the contrast of Mrs. Forrester's beauty and Mathilde's new worn-out beauty. Ruinous means leading to a heavy loss or ruin. So means French coin of low value used in the past. Garret means a small uncomfortable room at the top of the house. Brooded means thought sadly or unhappily. Now coming to the next page, 24. Madame Loisel felt emotional. Should she speak to her? Yes, of course. And now that she had paid, she would tell her all. Why not? She went up to her. Good morning, Jenny. The other, astonished to be addressed so familiarly by this common woman, did not recognize her. She stammered, But, madam, I don't know. You must have made a mistake. No, I am Mathilde Loisel. Her friend uttered a cry. Oh, my poor Mathilde, how you have changed. Yes, I have had some hard times since I last saw you and many miseries and all because of you. Me, how can that be? You remember the diamond necklace that you lent me to wear to the ministry party? Yes, well, I lost it. What do you mean you brought it back? I brought you back another exactly like it. And it has taken us 10 years to pay for it. It wasn't easy for us. We had very little. But at last it is over. And I am very glad. Madame Forestier was stunned. You say that you bought a diamond necklace to replace mine? Yes, you didn't notice then? They were very similar. And she smiled with proud and innocent pleasure. Madame Forestier, deeply moved, took both her hands. Oh, my poor Mathilde! Mine was an imitation. It was worth 500 francs at most. Why did Mathilde decide to speak to her friend? Mathilde decided to speak to Madame Forestier because she felt that there was nothing to hide anymore since the debt was finally paid off. Who do you think was responsible for Mathilde's misery? Was it her friend, she herself, her husband, or the circumstances? Mathilde herself and her circumstances were responsible of her misery. Mathilde dreamt and desired something that she could not have. She knew that it was not possible for her to have all the luxuries of life, and yet her simple life wasn't enough for her. Her desire to be a part of the aristocracy and her greed for materialistic objects blinded her. The party offered her a chance to live her dream for one night, and she got carried away in her glory. Thus, her blind greed and unfavorable circumstances led to her misery. Familiarly shows closeness, that is familiarity. Now, look at page 25, English workshop. Complete the following table. Utterance, who said it, to whom, when. I touched it in the hall at the ministry. Who said it? Under that you write Mathilde. To whom? Write Monsieur Loisel. When? Write when he asked whether she still had the necklace when they left the hall. Under who said it you will write Mathilde. Under to whom you will write Monsieur Loisel. And under when you will write when he asked whether she still had the necklace. When he asked whether she still had the necklace when they left the hall. Now coming to B. It will give us time to look some more. Who said it? Monsieur Loisel. To whom? Mathilde. You can write on your own here. When? I am telling, then you can write. When he asked her to write a letter to Madame Forestier stating that the clasp of the necklace had broken and they would need some more time to mend it. When he asked her to write a letter to Madame Forestier stating that the clasp of the necklace had broken and they would need some more time to mend it. If you had listened to the story carefully, you can write it. I might have needed it. Who said it? Madame Forestier. To whom? Mathilde. When Mathilde returned the necklace to her. So the D1. You must have made a mistake. Who said it? Madame Forestier. To whom? Mathilde. When Madame Forestier did not recognize Mathilde dressed as a common woman after 10 years. When Madame Forestier did not recognize Mathilde dressed as a common woman after 10 years. E. Well, I lost it. Who said it? Mathilde. To whom? Madame Forestier. When Mathilde told Madame Forestier everything about the necklace, how she lost it and how she replaced it. When Mathilde told Madame Forestier everything about the necklace, how she lost it and how she replaced it. Mine was an imitation. Who said it? Madame Forestier. To whom? Mathilde. When Madame Forestier heard from Mathilde that she had replaced her necklace with an expensive real diamond necklace and spent 10 years repaying the loans that she had taken to pay for it. When Madame Forestier heard from Mathilde that she had replaced her necklace with an expensive real diamond necklace and spent 10 years repaying the loans that she had taken to pay for it. Write what you think about the following thoughts and actions of Mathilde. You have to write what you are thinking. Write it on your own words. I can help you. Then you can write it on your own words. Write what you think about the following thoughts and actions of Mathilde. So coming to the first question, just listen to me and you can write it on your own. Mathilde despaired over the loss of a necklace. Answer will be, lost in a carefree celebration at the party, Mathilde had misplaced her friend's necklace. I think that Mathilde rightly despaired over the loss of the necklace, as according to her it was expensive and she had to return it to Madame Forestier. Now second one, Mathilde wrote a note to her friend as dictated by her husband. Mathilde wrote a note to her friend as dictated by her husband. Answer will be, in my opinion, Mathilde was in despair and could not think about what should be done. So she followed her husband's advice instead. She should have gathered courage and taken the responsibility of her mistake by telling the truth to her friend. See the C question. Mathilde and her husband decided to replace the necklace. Answer will be, Mathilde and her husband decided to replace the necklace as they had failed to find the necklace that Mathilde had lost. According to me, they should have spoken to Madame Forestier and taken responsibility of Mathilde's mistake. See D. Mathilde returned the diamond necklace to her friend. The answer will be, Mathilde returned the diamond necklace to her friend as it belonged to her and she had only borrowed it. I think Mathilde did the right thing by doing so. C. Mathilde did not tell her friend about the loss and replacement. Mathilde should have told the truth to her friend. Mathilde had to face the consequences of her mistake irrespective of whether she told the truth to Madame Forestier or not. Hence, I think she should have told her friend about the loss and replacement. Mathilde worked very hard to pay the debt. F. Answer. In order to pay the debt which the Loisel's had taken to replace Madame Forestier's necklace, they had to face a lot of hardships. According to me, this was admirable on her part. She overcame the difficulties and faced the circumstances bravely. See the next question. G. Mathilde and her husband paid off the debt in 10 years. Answer will be, the Loisels had taken a huge loan to pay for the diamond necklace, which could not be repaid by the minimal salary that Monsieur Loisel received. Thus, they had to make many compromises and had to struggle a lot for 10 years to make ends meet. Finally, after 10 years, they were able to pay off their debt. According to me, it was very honorable of the Loisels to work hard in order to clear the debts. The fact that they paid off the debt in a short duration of 10 years shows their honesty and commitment. So next one, Mathilde told her friend about the last necklace. Mathilde saw her friend Madame Forestier and told her what had really happened with her necklace, because finally after 10 years they had managed to repay the loan. In my opinion, Mathilde did so to get some closure after 10 years of unspeakable hardship. It was honorable of Mathilde to first repay the debt and only then tell Madame Forestier about it. Now, next is form past. Discuss how part 2 of the story could have been different. Write your storyline in the form of bullets showing the main events. You can write it on your own. You have to write in points like this. For example, Monsieur, first point will be Monsieur Loisel goes around searching for the necklace. Second one will be he comes back home dejected. Third point, Mathilde goes to Madame Forestier's house and confesses that she has lost her necklace. Fourth one will be Madame Forestier tells her that it was an imitation but insists on getting back its worth. Fifth point will be she asks Mathilde to pay her as much as she can save each month. Sixth point will be Mathilde returns the money in a few months. Seventh point will be Madame Forestier, delighted by Mathilde's honesty, gives her a pearl necklace. Now see the next one. Imagine what might have happened after Mathilde's friend discovered that the diamonds were real. Do you think she would return the necklace to Mathilde? What would that make Mathilde happy? You can write it on your own. I can give a help to you. You can write it like this. I think Madame Forestier would return the diamond necklace to Mathilde so that maybe she could sell the necklace to get her money back. Mathilde would be happy and grateful to Madame Forestier for her generosity, but she would never wear it as it would remind her of her past. See the fifth one. Discuss the following and write about each in your own words in 5 to 6 lines. First one, what would you do if something like this happens to you? This is a personal response question. So you can write on your own. If something like this happens to me, I would firstly confess my mistake to my friend. I would do my best to find the thing that I might have lost, and so on. What opinion do you form about Mathilde's husband from her story? From Mathilde's story, we come to know that her husband was a very supportive person. Even though he did not earn much, he still wanted to give the best to his wife. He was a considerate person. Even after Mathilde lost the necklace, he gave his 100% to find it. Thus, it can be said that he was a supportive and a loving husband. Which events the story part 1 and part 2 changed Mathilde's life? You can write the following events. When Mathilde and her husband received an invitation to a party, that's the first point. Second one, when she borrowed a diamond necklace from a friend to wear at the party. Third point, you can write when she loses her friend's necklace. Fourth point, you can write when they find a replacement and have to pay 36,000 francs for it. And fifth point, you can write when she discovers that the diamond necklace was an imitation. Now sixth one, base is given and S form, past tense, present participle, past participle. Give, gives, past tense is gave, present participle is giving, and past participle is given. Similarly, you can form a table. The base form is used as an infinitive. You may go, she will go, in orders, go home, and in the simple present tense, I go to school, we go home. Do you go there every day? The children, they go up, etc. Note that we use the S form with he, she, it, third person singular subjects to show the simple present. The past tense form has ed at the end, but many commonly used verbs have different past tense forms. Example, came, went, spoke. The ing form known as the present participle. It is used with forms of be to show continuous action. I am eating, you were eating, etc. The past participle used with forms of have shows completed action. For example, I have eaten, they have come. So you can make a table of verb forms for your reference. Similar to the table above. And list at least, so see the B part, list at least 10 verbs, the last letter of which is double in the present participle. Example, put, putting. So you can write. Third one, list at least 10 verbs, the last letter of which is double in the past participle. Example, write, written. You can write. Now see the next one, list at least 10 verbs, the last letter of which is double in the past tense form. Example, saw, saw.